Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. In the last part we got here to Tanline Island and now there's people in my way. What's this? A golden pickaxe from the princess. Can I have it pretty please? Sure. Such incredible craftsmanship. We'll have this cleared away and lickety-split. Man, they really got to work on that. Whoa. Wow, with those ruins out of the way, I can see all the way to the horizon. And look at these chubby green birds. Ah, those are birds. Monsters, run! So yeah, that's the reason you need to go to the Tanline Temple first. They do directly mention that you can probably get help from inside the castle, I believe, even. But now we're on the second half of Tanline Island, which is honestly easier than the first half. Because you don't have to do as many vertical jumps, so not the Nagas, those are snake ladies. So the scorpion ladies aren't hard to get over. Gotta say though, the scorpion ladies are really well animated. Mind you, the entire game is really well animated. Now, this sand here, there's skulls over, which might make you think it's immediately a bottomless pit, but no, it actually works on Super Mario Bros. 2 USA logic. You sink down before you die. However, notice how this one doesn't have any skulls. There's a reason for that. There's a cackle bat down here. This took me a while to find my first playthrough because I didn't immediately think that, oh, hey, that doesn't have skulls, so therefore I can fall down that and not get damaged. Thankfully, it's not instant kill, though. In fact, I'm not sure if there's anything that's fully instant kill in this game. There's things that make you restart the room, but I don't think there's anything that takes your health out in one shot. I mean, technically there is if you're doing like a minimal health run, but beyond that, I don't think so. Either way, we're about done with the main trek through Tanline Island. I think this is like the last normal screen right here. But honestly, the island, as you may have noticed, is pretty tame. It's mostly just due to the length of it that gets kind of annoying. But down here is, in fact, the main dungeon. Welcome to the Lost Catacombs. Probably... Actually, this is probably my least favorite out of all the dungeons. Because it's honestly... Well, the layout's pretty simple. It's not very memorable, is the big problem. Like, I never remember this track. Though if you go underneath this, by the way, here's the dungeon map. Probably the quickest you get one, too. Let's take a look at what this place looks like. Yeah, pretty tiny, too. Mind you, all the dungeons in this game are pretty tiny. Now, you're going to be using your gun a lot here, so make sure you have your trigger finger good and ready on how to use it, because some of the platforms here can be kind of tricky to hit your first playthrough. And oh my god, slicers! I thought I left you behind in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Actually, these are returning enemies from Shantae 1. I forget which area they were in. It was past the shadow area, I think. But they're not very memorable here. In fact, I think that might be the one of, like, 3 in the entire dungeon. So, not very annoying. You want to go this way, not just for the map, but because there's keys here. Our main goal in the early parts of this dungeon is to get 2 keys, so we can open up 2 specific doors, so we can progress past a certain point. Also, the red platforms work a bit differently than the purple ones. The purple ones, obviously, you flip them over. But the way those ones work is that the spikes automatically come up every few seconds. And here's our main goal. You see, the top 2 eye switches there open up the paths to the lower 2. However, they're both blocked up by key doors. So in order to progress, we're going to need to get those 2 keys and open up those 2 things. And honestly, it's not a very hard dungeon to figure out either, because the keys are both on the higher of the 2 pathways on either side. So, this dungeon really shouldn't give you much trouble in terms of layout. Though, I don't know why I'm going up here. I think I just wanted to complete the map slightly. I can be a bit of a map completionist, but that's mostly because of Castlevania and the whole map completion gets you more stuff thing. Now, this is actually a bit of a tricky room, because first off, well, not the main idea. The main idea is actually very simple, especially if you remember to, use the gun instead of the whip, because you can get the key very quickly. But you saw it for, I think, a split second there. There's a heart squid in this room. And many people think you have to wait until you get, like, the last dungeon's item in order to get it. No, you can just run through here, and you get shot up in this direction, over to here, and you get that heart squid. I did not know that my first playthrough, obviously. I actually forget how I found that out. I think, like, I was talking to a friend while playing it, and I just wasn't paying attention to the screen. Yeah, actually sounds about right, because I think I was talking with Kenny at one point. And down here is the first door I want to open. So now with that, our main first goal of this dungeon is over. And I'm also doing some minor cutting here just so I can save you guys some time. Because this backtrack can actually take a couple of minutes just due to the size of it. Either way, now that we've opened up those two switches, we can stand on the door to the next room and fire into those switches in order to progress. However, now we're kind of trapped down here, so we're probably going to need to find a key so we can do something with that. Okay, how do corpses explode? How does anything explode that's not, you know, made of gasoline or sparks or heat? Explosions are weird, but Michael Bay loves them. Now, we could do something over on the left, but we can't entirely do it yet because we need to come over here and get our dungeon item, Risky's Scimitar. While in the air, press the Scimitar button to break the blocks. The Scimitar button, by the way, is usually L2 or the left trigger. It's actually the same button that the recover move is, that the backdash is on, actually, but you can only use it in midair. If I were to compare this to something, it would be the pogo stick from DuckTales, not the early DuckTales, the DuckTales games. You can only use it to bounce on purple blocks or enemies or even platforms, but you can't bounce off like the normal floor with it, sadly. But I think it's actually pretty useful, especially against the scorpion ladies, because then you can just pretty much jump on them with no threat of getting hit. It's not the most useful weapon for attacking, admittedly, besides that, just because you have to be very close to the enemy in order to use it. In fact, you kind of have to be in an opportune position by being above them where you can sacrifice so much other damage. But for platforming puzzles, and for getting around, it's not that bad. I probably still use the pistol more, though, which is kind of odd. Now that we have that key, though, we can head back to a previous room and get back up to the previous areas. Because now that we have the dungeon item, the dungeon's actually more or less over. Yeah, this actually isn't a very long dungeon, even in comparison to the previous ones. My guess is because Tanline Island is the first kind of lengthy island of the whole. Because most of the time we got through the main island in one part. This time, we did not. So, that's probably what's going on there. The way to the rest of the dungeon is actually in a previous room that we've been into. The room here on the right is where we have to go, but I'm actually heading back to the entrance first, because if you had a careful eye, you notice this heart squid that you need the scimitar to get. How do these heart squids even get here, by the way? And how are they living? They should be starving. Fantasy settings are weird. And now we're over here. However, you're going to notice in this room, by the way, I forget if this is actually the first time I've shown up or not. It probably isn't. That there is two different kinds of purple blocks. Normal purple and a slightly darker variation. The darker ones cannot be broken at all. Also, break this lower left block for a heart squid. I missed this my first playthrough because that is kind of stupidly hidden. Like, not even in a clever kind of way. It's just like, oh, you hit it behind one of the random, like, 30 blocks. Oh no, how could you? But yeah, the Lost Catacombs, as you've noticed, not a very hard dungeon. I'd honestly say that's honestly kind of misplaced. This should have been a bit earlier, because it's kind of the easiest dungeon in my eyes, aside from the obvious Spittle Maze. Mind you, inconsistent difficulty is a problem that a lot of games have. I look at immediately Mario Bros. 3 with the way the Koopalings are very all over the place in terms of difficulty. Because Wendy, especially, was very, well, not well placed. Same with Mario World. Even though all those bosses were easy, I think the harder ones were a bit closer to the beginning, honestly. And now we got a basic Mega Man X6 Metal Shark player crusher sequence. Though thankfully this is nowhere near as brutal as that, because getting crushed is not instant death. It is in fact just one damage and start the room over. God, I wish that was an X6. I really hate X6. I really should get to that, though, because I didn't do X5 that long ago, yeah, but I want to get it over with so I can move on to Maverick Hunter X. Either way, time for the boss. Who we got? Squid Baron, you're here?
You better believe I am.
Why? What about the vacation?
I'm hanging it up. Goodbye, dreams. See you never.
But you can't just give up on your dreams. What about the frolicking beach bunnies and old sailors and unbuttoned third buttons? I thought that all meant something to you.
Answer me this. How much map have you traveled?
What do you mean?
How full are your pockets? About half, right? Halfway full? Filler boss. It's my destiny. I see that now. I won't try to escape it.
You're scaring me.
You and me both. But I won't hide from fate. I'm gonna be the best filler boss of all time. Old hat, recycled moves, all of it. Bring it on, sister. Let's boogie down.
Squid Baron. Reoccurring rascal, concerned parent. Squid Baron is actually, as he said, a lot of recycled moves from Risky's Revenge. I think the only addition he has is that the shockwave, is that the ground pound now does shockwaves. Muscle Milk and Pike Balls are pretty good for this fight. He can still try to heal himself, too, by using the same old grub he ate in the second game. But in this game, you can really outpace that damage if you have a couple of attack upgrades. But I love his boss theme. He's the only main boss in the game that gets unique music, and I absolutely love it. Squid Baron, though, not very hard. Mind you, I guess that's kind of the joke. But he's not done yet, folks! Squid Baron 2.0! And why that? Mean a metal shell. The metal shell makes him impervious until you scimitar it, in which case he becomes the exact same fight. He'll eventually get the metal casing back, but it's not much of a threat, obviously. I think the metal casing gives him, like, one new attack, which is, like, electric or something, but he rarely gets a chance to use it if it even exists. I love the fight against the Squid Baron, but it's more of a joke fight than anything. Filler, breather boss, indeed. Sorry, buddy. Also, how are you exploding? Unless squid oil is really that explosive. Actually, that could be the in-universe excuse, I think. Or possibly, at least. Sorry, but you forced me to fight.
But...
What, did I break something?
You... were... amazing!
Huh?
That beatdown was just what I need to reawaken my fighting spirit. I'm a great filler boss today and can be an even better one tomorrow. Imagine I can paint myself blue and play the part of the ice variant. I can shadow clone myself and swap between bodies. I can reappear at the end of an adventure in a boss rush. Maybe show up as a common thug later, and make you feel really, really powerful. I'm bursting with potential. This is only chapter 1 in the book 1 of an encyclopedia that is my life. Hitting you helped? Purple-haired warrior maiden, you are my one true inspiration. I must go. Take this.
We got the Mudbog Island map. Why did you have that?
Oh, yeah. You are my best, beautiful tomboy woman. Fare thee well.
See ya. I love Squid Baron. Sky's probably back in Sequinland by now, and I don't see Roddy Tops anywhere. I guess I'll head back to the dock. And indeed we shall, but before we do that, we're actually going to grab one small thing on the way back. But yeah, I love the Squid Baron in this game. I think that's the last time we see him, but like, unless you can meet him back at the palace. But goddamn, every second that he's in this game is fantastic. I'm really hoping he's in Half Genie Hero. Either way, now we can actually grab this cackle bat since we have the scimitar, but that's actually all we can grab here, I believe, on Tanline Island for now. There's still, I think, one cackle bat and I think one heart squid, but we won't be able to grab that until later. I actually can't remember if we grabbed all the heart squids. Oh well. I'm back! If you're through wasting time, maybe we can finally get back to work. What happened to Sky and Roddy Tops? Let's just say I showed them the door. Would you relax? They're fine. Now, did you find the Den of Evil? Yep. Have you destroyed the evil residing there? More or less. I see you found my blade as well. Wish I'd had that earlier. I have spelled the innards of a certain incompetent chieftain. You make a lousy pirate. Let's have a look at that map. And with that, we now have access to the next island, Mudbog. But nope. Oh no, I got all the heart squids there. before we head there, there's some stuff we want to take care of in Scuttletown and Spiderweb. So let's head to Spiderweb first. Because now that we have the scimitar, we can actually do everything we can do here in terms of collecting. On the first screen here, we can break this rock right here and fall down, and grab the final Cacklebat. One thing I actually do like for the most part is that you can 100% an island with the next island's ability. So they at least keep that pretty much in check. I think the only time that you can't really do that is... I think the next one. No, actually no, you can do that with all of them except for Scuttletown. And secondly, on the next horizontal screen, you may notice that there was a chest underneath the ground that we couldn't grab earlier, but now we can. And inside of it is... if I can grab it... the fossil! You're not supposed to know to get this yet, but I already know to, so I'm just gonna grab it. And there's one last thing on the final vertical screen of this area, before where the Run Run Ronnie Top section was, there was a heart squid we missed earlier, so let's go grab that. Admittedly, the levels are well enough designed with that fact now that I think about it, because you can almost always 100% an island pretty quickly. So Way Forward did well on that. And before I end this off, I do want to show off the thing I mentioned earlier. There's no way I'm going back in there. Agreed. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 8, we'll be heading back to Scuttletown to see what's up over there after we've finished Tanline Island. See you guys then.